What's the deal, YouTube? It's your boy NextGen720, and I am back with another video. If you guys haven't checked out my last video, please do so. I just put one not too long ago. Please do it. Check it out. We'd like to hear your comments on that video there. Alright. Anyway. Okay, 1 second. Hey, mama! Hold on 1 second. Father, man. Hey, do me a favor. Help your sister, please. Whatever you think. I'm shooting a video. I'm about to school these jokers. But check it out. Shout out to everybody in Bang Bang Next Gen Gamers. If you didn't know, guys, I have my own Facebook group. Bang Bang Next Gen Gamers. You got some ponies in there. You got a few weird widows. And you got the Xbox. And it's a fight in every day, some funny shit. So one of them jokers put up an article today. And I'm reading this shit from the journalist. And he was like that, you know, you got people that watch the stock market and this, that. Who's going to sell this, who's going to do that, or whatever the case may be. And he was like, this guy was like, out of nowhere, out of left field, Sony comes out in the herbs and dumps their stock in Olympus for cash. They needed cash right away, you know. So basically saying, like, you know, Sony needed that shit right now. Put that shit in my check right now. It's like, you know, does Sony know something that we don't know what's going on with Olympus? It's a pretty, you know, they do pretty well selling cameras or whatever the case may be. So when I'm reading the article, I'm like, oh, maybe they just want, you know, just focus on whatever, you know what I mean? So as I'm, you know, I'm reading this shit here, you know what I mean? Like I said, it just fucking, and I'm laughing, like I'm literally, like I'm bugging the fuck out as I'm reading this. So I come across this article right here. It says Sony buys online streaming gaming service was shut down later this month. So Sony couldn't wait for the check to clear in their hand. They just hauled ass right now. Oh, no, give me cash. They hauled ass across the street and bought Onlive. But check it, you know what Onlive is. It's Onlive, one of the most promising video game startups in the industry, is shutting down. The Mountain View, California company, which offered gamers a groundbreaking new way to play game over the internet, announced Thursday that it is selling its patents to Sony's online service, was shutting down after April 30th. Now, if you didn't know, they had gotten a little bit of trouble last year. You know, and they was looking, I guess they found some dumbass investors to invest back in the company, or whatever the case may be, but they're closing the doors. Like, whatever Sony bought the patents, like, just no more on live. But check it out here. Now, listen to these numbers, and I'm going to take you guys back. I always listen. Maybe one day, maybe the way I talk a little slang, or whatever the case might be, but I always give you guys, like, the raw. Maybe you might not see it then, and you always go, damn, next gen did say that. But no, listen. Because you guys called me everything but a child of God when I was breaking this shit down for you over the summertime. Something before, this last summer. But check this shit out here. It says here, in 2012, Onlive said it counted 1.75 million active users. Someone who paid $9.99 per month access to its gaming library of 250 titles, which can be streamed on TVs, PCs, smartphones, and tablets. Also at one point, it sold access to newer games. Like, you could just outright bought the games at the same cost of retail. Cool. But see, the biggest challenge that online, you know, as they face it while they're going on the business, is that only 2% of these, you know, of the users are willing to spend money, you know, with the company. Only 2%. One of the biggest challenges the gaming industry has been convincing players to pay for it. Only 2% of the gamers have spent money on the cloud technology by last June, according to a survey from a research firm IDC. And only about 13% of the gamers said they were even interested in spending money on it, period. You know what I mean? And Sony, like I said, it's crazy because they haven't even released their PlayStation Now, you know, numbers. You know what I mean? That was a horrible thing. Even some of the most diehard Pony was like, hey, what the fuck are you doing? Like, these prices, they was charging people an hourly rate for some old-ass games that you can buy games just outright buy, you know what I mean, period. I thought Sony would have came out like $10 or $15 is kind of expensive, but maybe $10. I know third party has to be compensated, but you got a bunch of old-ass games that ain't doing nothing, you know what I mean? But even if Sony would have started the service just with their library of their exclusives, you know what I mean, and which I think would have been dope. But anyway, check this out. So, I remember me doing a video, let me close the door, and I was telling you that Sony was looking to get out of the hardware business. You guys cursed me out. And they were saying, there was a rumor, that guy from a birdie also, like I said, it costs money to be in the console business, in the hardware business. Why do you think Valve, as successful as that company is why do you think they didn't make their own Steam machines? Why do you think they was looking to partner with Dell, to partner with Hewlett-Packard, to partner with this one, to partner with that one, to make these Steam machines? Why do you think they need their own Steam machines? And I remember when it came out, and it was crazy as hell with Don Matrick too. Very arrogant dude, but he kept it funky. When, we first, heard about the Steam machine as Valve was going after the living room space. It was going to make a console like PC, affordable. It was going to be big in direct competition with the Xbox and with the PlayStation. And Don Matrick like, hey, I don't know about that. It costs a lot of money being in the hardware business. And people took it as that comment as being so arrogant. This is before we knew Valve was partnered with Dell and just we didn't know about all that stuff, you know what I mean? And before, $400, I did that then. Why buy a next generation console? Well, I can buy me a rig and be, and we thought it was gonna be more like a console type thing, but that's not the case. It's about 1,000 different SKUs for the Steam machine, and which you still need Windows on. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. But I told you guys before that Sony was looking at the hardware business. So check it out. They bought Onlive. They got Gaikai. You know what I mean? So their next, just think about it. Their next console could be a cloud-based console. You might, maybe for the first year, you might download games and you buy your games like normally. But going there forward, you know what I mean? Especially as the internet gets better around the world, there may not be a PlayStation 6. All that shit may just be over the cloud, yo. I'm telling you, yo. Some real shit here, This thing will never have to upgrade your hardware again. You can have the 4K, whatever the case, or if your connection can handle it, or whatever, you can download or stream this 4K such and such Call of Duty 25. You know what I mean? Like, this is some real shit right here. They probably picked up these packages for cheap as hell too. You know what I mean? Because with online, you had online play. You had, I don't think they did voice chat, but you was able to compete. You had multiplayer and all that shit, man. Like some real shit. Like I told you guys, listen, y'all guys say, I don't know what the hell I be talking about. Now listen, they done bought Good Guy. They got them under the cuff. Now they got Onlive. Like, what the hell would they need Onlive? Just think about it. Like I told you, this rumor that came out, and y'all thought I was a fool for talking about it. Nah, they're not going anywhere. No one's going to do this. Like, man, who would have thought 10, 15 years ago that we'd be playing online or even console gamers would be arguing about resolution? Who would have said 3 years ago that console gamers would be arguing about resolution? You know what I mean? Like, I'm telling you, man. And they do not be surprised. It can't compete with what Microsoft is doing with their Exo. Like, that's strictly, come on. Like, Microsoft has whole data centers. If they're not number 2 in the world, then maybe they're number 3. As far as, they was, about a year ago, they was about to be number 2, about to pass. I think it was either Amazon or Google as far as the amount of servers in the world. You know what I mean? They got whole data centers. But yeah, even the Xbox included though. They still talking about this cloud computing and all this shit, and you got companies like Nvidia and Square Enix talking about their cloud-based thing. And I'm telling you, these people are looking to, because it costs money to make and reproduce things. You know what I mean? Why here? I can give it to you right here, straight online. You know what I mean? Stream it. You know what I mean? And I know in America, we don't have the best internet. I know like in Japan, I think they're like minimum 1 terabyte down, 1 gig, 1 gig up, 1 gig down. Like that's like the minimum. It's fast as hell over there in Japan. But I'm telling you, man, like as the internet is getting more and more reliable, like this may be the way like they're going, man. But anyway, let me know what you think. What you think about Sony acquiring Onlive? What do you think they're gonna do with this? You know what I mean? And I'm telling you, man, I hate to be the Xbox and say I told you so, but I don't know, man. I might have just told y'all so, man. It's your boy Next Gen 720, and as I always say, bang, bang. Damn, dog. Dirty about to bleed Halo. I'm telling you about to have all your ponies up there streaming online. Like, oh, go, go, go. Ninja, ninja, rap, ninja, ninja, rap, ninja. I'm bugging the fuck out. Hey, man. Dirty boy. Shut up, bitch. Who makes this garbage? That ain't mine. It's the last track.